Hi everyone, and welcome to the recap for March 29th. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our videos or recaps. We are all catching up today because I am caught up totally. So let's get right to it. At the Magic Court, Jordan and Curtis are having dinner, I think, and they're all dressed up, all fancy. Turns out Baltimore will reinstate Curtis's credentials so he can have a job in Port Charles. It's all he ever wanted, and he turns it down. She doesn't understand. She says, and then she like kind of talks it through, and she's like, yeah, I have been awful to you. You know, he reminded her of her past and her ex and, you know, TJ and all, his paternity, not like TJ. That sounded really bad. Real sorry. I had to clarify. She's finally forgiven herself for all that, and she asked for his forgiveness. He was reminded, you know, with all this going on, he was reminded of how well he and Jason worked together, and he likes working without the procedure and rules, which I kind of saw that coming, you know, and he's going to stick with being a PI, and he also says if they happen to find themselves together, they won't be fraternizing. Hey, hey. Also at the Metro Court, Tracy is like, you know what, never mind. And Ava's like, no, you know, there's hundreds of auction houses in Turkey. She gets super specific, talks about Istanbul, which, fun fact, when me and Cassie were in New York City 2 years ago, we were in line for the double-decker bus tour. The people behind us were from Istanbul, and it was pretty interesting. We were talking to them. And anyway, Tracy agrees to pay Ava's consulting fee. Ava tries to get any other information from Tracy about this painting, you know, Renaissance, this, that, and the other thing, and she gives her the $20 million appraisal. Ava winds up finding the auction house, and Tracy pays her the rest of the fee, which was pretty hefty. Laura finds Tracy. She's preoccupied, you know, on her phone. Tracy tells her that she's trying to get in touch with an auction house in Istanbul, but nobody speaks English. How dare no one speak English in Turkey? Come on. And Laura's like, well, I speak Turkish. And I'm like, of course you do, Laura. Why wouldn't you? Her and Luke lived in Turkey for about a year. Laura wants to help her, and Tracy appreciates someone helping her without treating her like an ATM. Laura got the information from the auction house, and they said they returned it to the seller, so now Tracy needs to find that person. I know. I feel like me and Tracy are soulmates on this, because, like, every, like, thread I pull, I wind up, like, going deeper and deeper and deeper, like, you don't know. At Perks, Nathan is there. Why is Sarah Jane texting me? And Dante's there, too. Maxie's going to Portland to stay. What? Well, I knew Christian was taking a break, so I'm, like, not surprised, but, like, what? Maxie found work in Portland after the peace brokering between her and Nina didn't work. It's a 3-month job. She's filling in for, I believe, like, an assistant editor or something like that. And he says, you know, his sister fired her, so he didn't feel right inserting his feelings in the conversation, because, yeah, it's going to be weird, and he already misses Maxie, and, like, you know, flying their own weekends for 24 hours, it's going to be rough, and Dante thinks more of that should have been, you know, talked about, but he's like, no, you know what, I'm not going to just let her do this, you know. At General Hospital, Amy's back. Nina comes in and asks for a pediatrician, and Griffin is going to recommend one, and then Nina asks Griffin to tell Anna to back off of Valentine, and I'm like, girl. And Griffin is like, Valentine has been harassing Anna, and I don't tell her what to do, and Nina wants peace, and she wants Griffin to do an intervention. I'm on a face journey, I'm sorry. I've been watching Breakup, can you show? I've been having a lot of face journeys. And he's like, well, why are you so concerned? Like, don't you trust him? Aren't you guys newlyweds? Are you saying you don't trust your newly married husband? And he thinks that, you know, Valentine's keeping secrets, and it really puts Nina on the defensive, and she says Valentine isn't a hypocrite, and after she gets into the elevator, she shows her true feelings, which is, like, not comfortable at all. Like, she knows she was being defensive. Anyway, Amy's happy about something. Like, she's gonna shine. So I'm sure she's getting, like, a starring role in the Nurses' Ball. So, that's my prediction. I'll put it in the prediction thing. At Windermere, Valentine says Anna used him for information, which is news to Anna, and she admits that if it were her, like, she would admit it, and the only thing she remembers is him trying to kiss her, and he doesn't believe her, and he says he remembers all of it, and it's very unflattering for both of them. So he fills in the blank spots. They went their separate ways after the academy. He was very successful in counterintelligence. His security clearance was higher than hers, and DVX got to him because she didn't. He believed that He believed that she was on a special assignment and her life was in danger because she was working blind. And she says, I would never make you a traitor. Like, she sold out, she made her own choices, but she wouldn't bring someone in on that, especially unwillingly, So he says he joined the WSB to do good and make something of his life. And she took that and smashed it to pieces. He's crying and she says she's sorry. And he says she broke him. And she was like, because she was really kind to him and they were really close. Oh, I don't know. It had auto-corrected to Tracy. So I'm like, what does Tracy have to do with this? So, like, now they're, like, super close and, like, she's touching his face. And Nina comes in. So Nina asks Anna to leave. She doesn't want her here again. And Anna says, like, yeah, I won't be. But Anna's very different, like, very calm, And Nina asks Valentin what happened, and he says it's ancient history, and he doesn't want to talk about it. Nina doesn't believe him. She can't have another man lie to her and cheat. Valentin says he'll tell her, but she won't like it. So Valentin tells her the story, and Nina's like, it's not your fault. You were lonely and needed someone, and Anna took advantage of that. And I'm like, yeah, because this guy can literally do no wrong anywhere in any part of his life. I'm not saying, like, that particular instance, right or wrong, but, like, just in general, like, she has an answer to everything, why Valentin is always the victim, And he says that, Anna didn't remember any of it, and he doesn't think she's lying about that. So I'm like, back at General Hospital, Anna tells Griffin she went to see Valentin, his vivid memory, but she doesn't remember any of it. At the floating rib, Olivia arrives. Tonight is about her and Ned. He brings the ring out. He wants to spend the rest of his life with her, and he wants them to be a family. And I'm like, oh my god, marry him, Olivia. And she loves him. She's grateful. She wants to spend her life with him. She wants this. Like, why do they need a document? Like, do they? And he's like, yeah, we do. And she asks why it's so important. He says marriage defines the relationship to him, partnership, stability, and how can he, she asks how he can have faith in marriage after his past marriages, and he says he's learned and he knows theirs will last. She wants that life, but she doesn't want a document hanging over her head. He understands her viewpoint, but he wants her to believe that marriage can be better. Like, it's not a death sentence. But she won't. And he says he can't do their relationship like this. Also at the floating rib, Ava finds Lucy. She has 2 checks. She can cover what Lucy wants. And Lucy says it's not enough. And she's hanging on to the meds. Good for you. But Ava also has a Greek sculpture, and it's extremely valuable. Will Lucy take it? And now end scene. Jordan and Curtis agree it would take unearthly things for them to be together, and then they almost kiss. So I guess not that unearthly. Laura says that they track down the seller, and the painting is at a monastery in an impoverished area. And Laura says that she doesn't know if Tracy can do it, and Tracy's like, well, then come with me. Nina thinks Anna is manipulating Valentin, and he's like, yeah, she's playing me again. And he's like, you and Charlotte are my life now, and he's through with Anna's games. I'm sorry, was Anna the one who came to town and started playing games? Do I have memory loss? And Nina says that she'll help him if he wants to look into this further, and she'll never betray him. Griffin says that he would have her confused with someone. What? Oh, he's talking to Anna. So Griffin, I'm like, cannot figure out who Griffin's talking to. So Griffin brings up the possibility that maybe Valentin has Anna confused with someone else, but Anna thinks that she knows what might have happened and needs to make a trip. Lucy looks over the paperwork for the sculpture and then gives Ava the pill bottle. Ned thinks Olivia isn't invested enough. Olivia asks if he's breaking up with her, and then 2 robbers come in and start robbing the place. Like, ain't that always the way? Don't you hate it when you're in the middle of a proposal that's, not really going well, and then all of a sudden robbers come in and you're like, ah! It happens all the time. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you in another 5 seconds for General Hospital, and then we're officially caught up. Woo, woo, woo. But I will see you then, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.